guest is no other than the great J.W. Verret. And J.W., welcome to Crypto Law. I appreciate it. Do you have an opinion as to why the SEC picked the fight with Ripple? I mean, Ripple's well funded. Brad Garlinghouse has said publicly that when all said and done, it'd be $100 million in legal fees. That's pretty steep.
Well, I don't think they saw that coming, and I think they probably expected there would be a settlement, and I think they underestimated the fight inside of Brad. There's a lot of sand. I've learned there's a lot of sand inside that fella, and I admire that. And he's doing a service for everyone in crypto.
Let me ask you.
We all ought to shake his hand.
Hey, everybody. It's Eddie from Tokyo. This is your cryptocurrency update from Japan, and that was attorney John Deaton. I'm on his YouTube channel, Crypto Law TV. That's where you can find the full version, 30 minutes of that interview with J.W. Verret. Be sure to click on the live tab so that you can easily find it. It's the first one uploaded just about 6 hours ago. JW is a crypto lawyer, professor of accounting and corporate securities law at the George Mason University in Arlington, Virginia. He's also a practicing lawyer. On the 2-minute clip that I shared on Twitter, John said that, yes, the SEC definitely underestimated the fight inside the retail holders and the XRP ecosystem as well. Absolutely.
Can you give a time frame before you think that this case, let's assume a judgment comes down that's appealable from Judge Torres in the next month, how long it would take to get to the Second Circuit in the Supreme Court?
I mean, it could be a 4 or 5 year haul. So it could happen. It could be even longer than the time frame you're thinking of for legislation. But it's good to know that's at least possible, likely. It's good to put that on Garrett Gensler's radar and the SEC's radar, so they know that's what's ahead if they don't get reasonable. So I'm going to be out there letting people know about my views on this issue and letting them know that there's hope if we continue to fight. I mean, what they did to Library, I know you followed that case. What they did to Library was atrocious, man. It was such an overreach of authority for such a, there was no fraud, there was no misrepresentation. This was a small little protocol it was a little engine that could trying to comply with the law, and as a result of their going in and talking to Gary, they got totally decimated. And the SEC's efforts on trying to on the penalty phase were just egregious, man. I've never seen the SEC act that way.
Eli Terrett put out a tweet that was just mind-blowing. The SEC government budget proposal. Gensler emphasizes the agency's intention to ramp up crypto enforcement. He wants more money, and of course that requires more hiring. He already had plans to add extra staff to its digital enforcement squad, which had nearly doubled in size in a year. However, in this congressional budget justification for fiscal year 2024, he's asking for $2.4 billion, up from $2.1 billion in 2023. The CFTC, just for comparison, has requested $411 million. It's quite unreal.
Yeah, in 2017, a lot of the ICOs there was a lot of junk ICOs along with some really great ones. And that probably motivated it then. And then when it transitions to Gensler, I think the politics just favored him. The more looks like he's tough on crypto, the more the politics favors him. His hard progressive political backers favor him, and that gets easier and easier post FTX. So he knows better than the kind of obsequious statements he says. Just come and register. It's just one form. Just fill out the form as if that's easy. He knows better than that. But he also knows that the simple obsequious kind of talking points sell politically. So he just keeps doing that. And every securities lawyer I know looks at him, even the ones that are very pro-SEC enforcement, look at him and say, wow, we've never heard a chairman talk like that. That's more politician than chairman. But, he doesn't care what securities lawyers think about him. He just cares about the politics, I think.
Mr. Verret knows the SEC well. He's been on the advisory committee to the SEC twice, once in 2017 and then again from May 2018 until March 2022, a total of 4.7 years representing the interest of investors, making recommendations to the chair and to the commissioners.
You talked about how the Ripple case is going to be decided, and it has huge implications in the law in an appeal situation. Can you explain what you meant?
Yeah. So I had my eye on a case called West Virginia versus EPA. So the Attorney General of West Virginia challenged the EPA's overbroad use of statutory some phrases in its authorizing statute, overbroad use of that statute for a use of power completely not contemplated by the initial statute that gave the EPA authority in something that affected the national economy in a way that requires clear regulatory authority from Congress. Sound familiar, right? This is a cookie cutter fit for the issues that crypto is facing. So the EPA got slapped in its effort to finalize an Obama administration era rule because it was using old authority that was not clear, not specific, that led to a circumstance where an agency is making a decision that has major political or national economic consequences, but they're using some vague, and underused language from their statute, kind of twisting it to cover that. I think it's a perfect fit. If Ripple's willing to go the distance, go to SCOTUS, I think Justice Gorsuch and the other justices from the majority opinion would be willing to take a look at crypto and use the SEC's overreach in this area as a vehicle to transform administrative law itself. I think that's what's ahead. It'll take a while, but it is some hope for the future.
Well, what do you see? My final question to you really is: what do you see the next year looking like with crypto?
I think there's, like I said, I think there's more pain. I hope for a Ripple win. I think either way, it probably keeps going. And we start sharpening our knives on amicus briefs to get involved in that fight. I think it's going to be more cases. I think they're going to continue to get ready to ramp up the Reg ATS proposal to come after DeFi. And I think it's a multi-regulator front. I mean, the banking stuff is as bad for XRP and Ripple as it is for anybody else, the choke point 2.0 stuff. We have yet to really hear from the IRS, but the IRS is going to start tracking all of our transactions on chain, unless it's privacy coins. And they're going to start sending us, John Doe summonses to ISP providers like they do to exchanges. So I think the IA, and we haven't heard from the CFPB yet. Wait till they enter the fight. Wait till the CFPB enters the chat and says everything is consumer finance. So there's going to be a multi-front war. And then if there's political change, either Senate flips and the D's pick a moderate to replace Gary, or it switches to Republican control of the executive, then it could be rays of hope quickly. And that's a better time. I think we just have to survive, man, between now and then.
The link to the video in its entirety will be in the description below. Thank you so much for watching.